up, collectors? It's your friendly neighborhood Moescato bot coming back to you with another San Diego Comic-Con 2019 review. Today, you guys, we have Batman and the Predator, and these dudes. Oh, they look so awesome. Now, these guys are actually from a series that came out in 1991. It was a short comic book series, only 3 issues in the little mini-series. So, without further ado, you guys, before we get a closer look at these beautiful action figures, I want to do something different here. I want to take a little trip down memory lane, down comic book memory lane, and let's kind of do a summary of what Batman vs. Predator was all about. So sit back, relax, you guys. If you want to fast forward this part in the channel and just get to the unboxing and review of the figures, I understand completely. After all, it's all about the toys. So check out the little history lesson if you guys want, or just hop forward and see my fat ass open some toys. Here we go! So these beautiful figures come from an awesome 3-issue comic crossover from DC and Dark Horse Comics. It was written by Dave Gibbons, published in 1991, and had the art done by Andy and Adam Kubert. Not Kubert like the video game, but Kubert with a K-U-B-E-R-T. Just saying. So I have never read this comic, you guys, so I had to go online. I found it for free, I believe, on Read Comics Online. It's an okay site. You can actually find a lot of old comics on there that are worth, like, a lot of money that you can't actually, like, buy today. Because, I mean, you could if you got the cash. But anyways, I found it on there. I read it on there. The site has a few pop-ups and stuff, but hey, man, it gets the job done. So, you know, read comics online. Do it at your own risk. I haven't had a problem with it. I'm just saying, you guys, that's where I got to read this. And oh, is it worth the read? I'm going to give you guys a quick summary here. So if you don't want any spoilers, do not go with the rest of this comic, like, little summary here that I'm giving. But I want people to know what this comes from just because of how awesome the toy is. I simply got the toys because I thought they were freaking amazing and incredible, but I wanted to know the story behind it. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. You've been warned. Go read the comic. I love you all. Let's get into this. So our story starts off with a couple of gangbanger boxers throwing down in a boxing match. Later that night, one of the boxers is killed by the Predator. He was seen as a worthy target and the Predator took him out. Next scene of the crime, you guys, the bat signal is lit. Batman is called into action at the Plaza Hotel and Batman goes to investigate the murder. Because Batman is a great detective after all. The best detective in the world, I might add. Batman has a lead and follows it to the gangbangers' hideout. Now Batman is seen as an adversary and a brand new target to the Predator. The Predator is studying Batman, and it is awesome. Batman's back talking to the cops and Commissioner Gordon, and I believe it's one of the cops, but Batman sees the Predator's crosshairs on one of the officers' chests, and the guy gets taken out. Batman tries to save him. The cops open fire. Now Batman is officially hunted by the Predator. This is where the story takes off. Now Batman, again being the detective, is studying everything that he can before he just jumps into the fight. And when this fight happens, you guys, oh, is it long? Is it bloody? Is it awesome? It is so cool, you guys. I'm not going to try and show too much here, but during the first brawl between Batman and the Predator, Batman gets his ass kicked. I mean, he's on the brink of death. Almost worse than when Bane kicked his ass. Well, maybe not. Bane broke his back and all. But it's still a pretty badass fight. So Batman gets out of it by calling the Batmobile to his side. And he gets out of there. And he's wounded. And basically, he has to heal his wounds. Meanwhile, frickin' the Predator's going on a killing spree, trying to find the one that got away. But then he gets a huge Predator boner. That's worse. Predator boner. We'll call it a Predator boner. But thinking to himself that he defeated Batman, dead, injured, or just plain afraid, Batman has deserted Gotham. And I just gotta say, you guys, this picture in the comic, what a beautiful piece of artwork right here. I love this Predator shot of him holding his arms up over Gotham City while the bat symbol is lit. So awesome. But Batman's not down for the count. You guys know Batman. He will keep fighting until the last breath leaves his body. So he's building a brand new suit with some new tech to take on the Predator. It's time for round 2, you guys, and Batman is not taking any more shit from this goddamn Predator. Oh, and another really awesome thing that happens, Alfred steps in and saves Batman with a shotgun. This is awesome. He shoots the fucking Predator. Not dead or anything. The Predator gets back up and takes a toll on Alfred. But still, this happens. After the Predator-Alfred situation, Batman tracks down the Predator through a sports store, and Batman actually grabs a bat and sneaks up on the Predator and says, "Hi, it's me, Batman," and cracks the Predator over the head with a bat. Okay, how awesome and like such a dad joke is I'm Batman and Batman is holding a bat? Pretty awesome. It's hilarious. I love it. The Predator is defeated. The Elder Predators show up, and the Predator commits suicide with his own sword. Now, what's really cool, you guys, is kind of like at the end of Predator 2, the Elder Predator rewards Batman with the sword as a trophy. The Predator is defeated, the Elder Predators leave, and Batman's awarded with this awesome sword, and kind of like, what the fuck is actually out in the world? There's more crazy things out there than just a dude that dresses like a bat. This comic is incredible, you guys. It's a great read. Trust me, I know I just kind of went through the whole comic, but there's just so much more that you just gotta read to get all the little details. Again, this is from 1991. I'm sure there's many of you guys out there like me who collects Neca toys, who loves Batman, who loves Predator, but you didn't even know about this, or maybe you knew about it and you just never got around to reading it, and then you saw these awesome figures and you're like, man, I have to have these, but then you're kind of like, I really need to read this comic and see what all these accessories are from. What's this all about? Batman versus the Predator? How is this not a freaking movie yet? Anyways, you guys, it's an awesome read. I'm actually going to try and find these on eBay and get all 3 issues. It's a 3-issue miniseries. There's actually 3 parts, so there's Batman vs. Predator 1, Batman vs. Predator 2, Batman vs. Predator 3, and I need to read them all, and I'd like to add them to my comic book collection, because I actually do collect comic books here too, you guys. I just don't talk about them as much anymore. Anyways, that's the story of Batman vs. the Predator. So if you stuck around through all that, finally, you guys, let's get to the toy review. Now that you guys have learned what this story's all about, let's take a closer look at the box. Front of the box, side of the box, other side of the box, bottom of the box. Not a lot going on with this box, you guys, and that's okay because I like how this looks. It's black, but it's got the Batman logo. It's got the Predator crosshairs. It's got the Predator font. It's got the Batman font with some awesome Batman artwork right there, you guys. I mean, this is a nice, sleek, plain, but sexy looking box. Again, that window box, nothing here, you guys, and that's fine. I like this. In fact, eventually when I get bigger display shelves and stuff, this will actually be behind showcasing the figures because I like the logos there. Really sweet. Let's get this guy out of the box. Alright, Pred fans and Bat fans, let's go ahead and get these out of the box with my trusty knife. So I like to cut from the bottom here, you guys. This is, oh man, I cut the box. Right there, I cut the box a little bit. I gotta be careful, man. It's not that big of a deal. Shame, shame, shame. Let's get a sniff whiff. Alright, hold up. Oh, there's stuff. There's Batman's cape. That's a big cape. Look at this. Look at all that in the package there. There's the window box, you guys. And the tape is attached to Batman's cape there, so we're just gonna go ahead and take that off. We got a little green insert here. I kinda like this color green. Green's my favorite color, guys. Let's go ahead and put that window box down real quick. But yeah, that was inside. It's green. I don't know. I like it. Green's my favorite color. Here's the window box, you guys. We got the visor, the Predator spear. We got a bunch of cool stuff in here from the comic book, especially the baseball bat from earlier. It's me, Batman. That's so awesome. That's really cool that Neca really goes into detail and really picks things that fans will remember from the comics. So, I'm going to go ahead now and take this out of the window packaging off camera because it just takes too much time. It's already out of the box, okay? Not the window packaging, but come on. It's just me. You guys know what I mean. You guys, it has been literally 2 hours. I'm not even kidding. 2 hours because I had to work with these figures. First off, we know this a lot with NECA figures. You have to heat up the joints. Not so much with Batman, but I had some joint problems in his right arm. Basically, the little holes where the hinge like pinpoints kind of click in, it was extremely loose, and I had to even get a steak knife and cut out the extra plastic and use some pliers. Like, look, I'm not even kidding you guys. I got my whole tool chest right here. I've been messing with these figures. I've been putting super glue on the joints and like just keep moving that arm back and forward, back and forward, back and forward. It was so loose on this Batman. I mean, I got it now and it feels pretty good. I cannot get this double jointed elbow though anymore on the right arm, which is fine. It's not that big of a deal. The figure still looks great. Now the shoulder pads, you guys, that's another gripe right there. The shoulder pads, you guys, these things here, which we'll get a close-up in a second, they're extremely flimsy, and this one here was ready to tear off, so I had to do some super glue in here. I've been trying to fix these figures as best as possible. Already, you guys know that these pads just kind of click on, and they're fine, but they'll pop off really easily. You know, I almost wish we got some peg holes or something. That would have been nice, but we don't, and it sucks. So, I really don't like that. I am going to display him with these on, obviously, because I like the whole... You see what I mean? They just pop right off. So, maybe some people out there are not having problems like that. I'm one of them. So, again, check your joints. You can't really... I mean, you can tell... You see, it just pops off. You can tell somewhat there in the joint that it's a little messed up because I had to squeeze it with pliers. But, I mean, it just looks like battle damage to the suit. So, you do get double jointed elbows. And that's another thing. The visor keeps popping off. I'm trying to pose this guy. And I thought the way they did this is so stupid. So you just kind of slide it on. And it's supposed to stay on. But there's nothing supporting it. Like, I'm pushing onto here, you guys. And it could, like, look how loose that... It literally just flops right off. Very poorly done with this visor. Now, my buddy got the same one because we had it shipped to my house. I got one for me and one for him. But, I mean, when it's on, it looks awesome and it stays on. Like, you guys can see, it's really cool. I do love it, but it just can pop right off. You know, you move them around a little bit, it's going to fall right off, you guys. So, be careful. You can lose this. I do not know why we didn't just get 2 separate head sculpts. Because this guy pops off. It's on a ball joint very easily. We could have gotten a head sculpt like this and one already with the visor on. That would have made so much more sense. 2 head sculpts. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and throw in the complaint now. We should have got a Bruce Wayne head sculpt as well. I'm just saying, it's in the comic. Why didn't we get a Bruce Wayne head sculpt? So a lot of gripes. The figure looks incredible. When it works, it works. The shoulder pads are a little flimsy. This one's very tight now. I'm not going to have any problems with that guy there, you can see. But man, oh man, is it flimsy. So we'll go over the articulation now. I'll take off that little piece. The cape is nice. It's a beautiful cloth. It's really cool. It does hit the ground, but Batman's cape always did kind of overpowered him and hit the ground, and he could spread it out really far. And, you know, the cape's fine. It's not a big gripe with the cape at all. My main problem was, come on, NECA. Quality control, dude. I love you guys so much, but I'm going to tell you how it is when it's wrong, man. I mean, I had no problems with the joints here at the boot cut. We got a boot cut, double jointed knees. Basically your articulation, you guys. A crunch right there. This cape gets in the way. That's the problem, you know? I almost wish I could take it off. But we do have a crunch. There we go. I'll just go ahead and... Right there. Back like that, you guys. Remember your joints are tight. You do get double jointed elbows, you guys. if you get him good. I'm just saying. So, let's see. We got a thigh cut right there, so we can turn them left and right at the waist. Pretty cool. Double jointed knees, legs kick back, legs kick forward pretty far. You can almost get them sitting down if you wanted to. You know, I mean, it does your articulation. I'm not going to go too much into detail. Plus, God, I've just been at this for a long time because I've been working on this dude. The head, you guys, ball joint, looks around, looks great. Does all that ball joint goodness that you want it to do. We also do have toe articulation, which is pretty sweet with this guy. Again, I did not have to heat up my Batman really at all. The Predator I had to heat up, and we'll get to him in a second, but man, oh man, it has been a long, long day, and you can get him to do with the splits. You get the articulation that you want out of this Batman. That's fun. But these knee pad things, why not already into the sculpt? A couple extra head sculpts would have been great. And maybe I've seen some reviews, some people don't have the visor problem, but a lot of people do. And I'm one of them. It just falls off. I don't like that. So, and I'm not going to glue a visor on because I like how it looks with the visor, but I also like how he looks without the visor. And I would have loved a Bruce Wayne head sculpt, especially taking that off, maybe taking the gauntlets off, because the gauntlets do come off. You can get them off. Hold on. If you pop out the hand, you guys, you can actually slide the gauntlet off. So that's kind of cool. If you want, like, oh man, Batman's taking some damage. His armor's coming off. He's a little more just mano-y-mano, and you can do that. So overall, you guys, it's a great Batman figure. It's awesome that we're even getting this. And thank you, Neca. Thank you. But I'm going to tell you, the quality control definitely needs to be looked at because my buddy got the Alien Superman pack, and I do have it right here. I am going to review this next. But man, oh man, his xenomorph leg was busted. It was really loose, again, with the joints. Like, these little hinges here are not plugged in all the way. And a big problem is like, oh, there's extra plastic, so I had to carve it out with a steak knife. I had to squeeze it together with pliers. I had to use super glue. I had to keep moving the joint back and forward, back and forward, back and forward. A lot of problems. And the shoulder pads, I mean, this one looks like it's ready to give too. I may end up super gluing that later on just because it was ripped. And that's how I got the figure, the visor. Man, they should have just done extra head sculpts. I guess save some money, but geez, like, it comes right off. So you'll have to pose it, put it on, and then leave it. At least I will. Maybe, and there's some people out there that got a great visor. I'm not one of them. Overall, though, great figure. It does the articulation that you guys want it to do. Let's move on to the Predator. Alright, you guys, so Predator's the main man now. Again, arms do rotate all the way around. You got the double jointed elbows. I mean, they can rotate all the way around. Legs can kick forward about that far. They can kick back about that far. Double jointed knees. Not so much articulation. It's on a ball joint on the foot there. But you can do what you want it to do. Head sculpt can basically look up about that far. It can look down a little bit more, but not too much. Now, I think I got a defect here. This shoulder pad thing, it's like it's almost extra material. It's very bendy. It looks way like it's way too high up in the air. It's just... maybe I just got a bad batch, man. So I'm really bummed. The gun, again, I had to super glue the hinge there, and I had to move it up and down, up and down. Now it actually stays up, and I can turn the gun how I want it. But man, oh man, have I had problems. This knee joint on the left leg here, the upper one, now it's moving. I heated this thing up for a long time. I even had to take a steak knife to the joints and kind of wedge it out there and get that extra plastic that's wedged up in the joint. I mean, I've worked on these figures, but it's awesome. The blades do push in. They come out, which is really cool. I mean, the legs do move out. He's got articulation, you guys. Your standard articulation for a Predator figure. So just a few little gripes, you guys. Just mainly quality control. Maybe your figures are better than mine, and that's okay. That's great. That's what I want to hear, you know? Mine, unfortunately, I had to work with a little bit. By a little bit, I mean about literally an hour each with each figure to get it to do what it was supposed to do in the first place. Alright, you guys, so let's take a closer look at all the accessories for Batman. Now, going down here, we can see his pads do come off, which already we discussed I don't like. Visor, I don't like how they did that either. Mine just falls right off. Again, you guys, I love the figure so much. It is amazing. It is so awesome. But I can still gripe about it. And the visor, I just rather would have had another head sculpt because it just, you move it a little bit, it'll fall off. Pads will fall off. Here we have the tranquilizer gun. It came with only one other hand, which was the open palm hand, but I do have the fist hand there just to show you guys how that looks. You can take off his gauntlets. As you guys can see here, there he is without the gauntlet. So if you guys want to display him without his gauntlets and armor, you can do so. And my favorite accessory, of course, is the baseball bat, where he cracks Predator on the head. And I love how they added that extra Predator blood on the bat. So cool. Moving over to the Predator's accessory, let's start with the head sculpt where he does not have his mask on. And the Predator head sculpts, you guys, you cannot go wrong. They almost look like they're sweaty, they're organic. Look at the inside of his mouth. It just looks incredible. I love the Predator head sculpts without the mask better. I just think it looks so cool, and you can really see the monster within. Really cool.
This is really cool.
The paint apps are incredible. Love the hair, you guys. I just like these head sculpts better overall. They're awesome. We have the Predator's throwing disc. Pretty sweet. He came with 2 sets of hands, you guys. One open and one closed. Well, almost closed. You see here, he can you can open up the fingers and he can hold on to the spear and stuff like that. So every Predator has to come with his gun pack here. It latches onto the back. I love how it looks. It looks exactly like it does in the comic and the movies. My gun is still a little loose, so I might have to play around with some glue in the hinges again, but it's so much better than what it was. It was literally just flopping over like crazy. So really cool. We got articulation up here at like the gun. It does rotate, which is really nice. It can go down, can go up. Really cool. You gotta have this with a Predator. And finally, you guys, my favorite accessory, the spear. This is the spear that he uses in the comic, and there's one point in the comic where Batman gets this and throws it at the Predator, and I think he hits him in the shoulder and it's covered in Predator blood. So it would have been kind of cool to have like another blade that could attach on to show the Predator blood, but still, you guys, this thing is awesome. It looks exactly like it did in the comic, and I love it. Well, you guys, that's all the accessories. You know what time it is. It's showcase time. Guys, after all the gripes, these figures are incredible, and I am so happy that NECA got them out to us. They're amazing. One of the best Batman figures I've ever seen. Again, yes, mine came in a little messed up, and I had to mess around with them, but once I finally got them to where they needed to be, oh, they are some of my favorites in my collection, man, and I have to find a spot to put them up. But you guys, let me know down below, what do you guys think about these figures? Did you get them at San Diego Comic-Con? Were you lucky enough to get them on the NECA store? Do you have to go the eBay route? I'm sorry if you guys do. I don't think NECA's going to re-release these, so, I mean, you may have to if you really want them. These are great for any Predator fan or Batman fan or just figure collectors, because these dudes are awesome. I love that they included the Bat. It's really cool that they're doing stuff from the comics, you guys. That's amazing. I need to get that comic. That was just awesome comic. Awesome comic. So let me know down below, what do you guys think about the comic summary? Was it too much? Do you not care for that? I thought it was a cool touch because I didn't really know much about these dudes. I was like, Batman, Predator, I like both. I need it. So let me know down below in the comments, what do you guys think about all this? But that's it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Till all I want, Moescato bots, you all stay classy, and I will see you all in the next one. Moescato bots, roll out.